this is Mother Goose, and so let's check. She is sitting on her eggs, and there's actually one that's already hatched at this point. Actually, at this point, maybe two have already hatched. And you're about to see one of them. So here they are underneath her, and she's moving them around, shifting them because they are moving and trying to get out. And so at this point, when we got there, you can see that one moving. So when we got there, there was already one that was already out. And what you're looking at now is Papa Goose eyeballing me through the window. I'm in a window looking through the glass. I tried it with my big camera, but then I had to switch to my phone. So, and then that's the baby chick that's already hatched. I guess you call them chick or gooseling or something. It was so sweet. And this one has already dried off because I think it had already been hatched for quite some time. But it was so sweet. It was kind of caught in a little bit of a tree branch. And Daddy Goose is all eyeballing me through the window. And so I actually had to work, so it was kind of like I was in and out, kind of like getting things. I was trying to finish up actually I did finish up my paint job today. I think I have a little bit of touch up left to go. But right when we got there, all this was happening. I was like, I gotta get it on video. So then the neighbors next door freak the gooses out. And so they get up. Mama Goose makes sure everything's good to go, copacetic. And they get up and storm off towards the neighbors. And you can see the little baby goose is about to follow her. So the dad like gets up, like Papa Goose is like, what the fuck is going on? He gets up and goes after the neighbor, I guess, or whoever. And then Mama Goose goes. The little baby tries to go, kind of gets stuck in the little bushes there. And then what's really cool is in the nest is actually a little baby that is coming out of the shell um, right there. I mean, it was amazing to watch. It was so amazing to watch. And at first, I was like, I don't want to intrude, so I tried to like be in the window, but the Papa Goose was like eyeballing me the whole time. And I was hoping it wasn't freaking out Mother Goose, but Mother Goose was actually kind of used to me just because like I tried to give her some water and the whole nine, so she was okay with me. Um, but after a while, it's kind of like they settled down and didn't really care. Like Papa Goose just sat back down, chilled out. But when the neighbors came by, he came home, the guy came home and was like looking at it and like they're all like, oh, what's going on? And so it freaked them out and they went after the neighbors. In the middle of this, Papa Goose comes back. You're about to see this. Papa Goose comes back and he doesn't know which way to go. Like, do I stay with the babies that are hatching or do I go with the mom that is like flipping out? And he didn't know what to do, right? So you'll see that in a second. He eventually came back to where this one had just basically gotten free and was hatched and started honking to the mama goose, probably letting her know, like, yo, man, like, some shit's going on over here, though. Don't worry about that. And so she eventually came back and actually just sat back down. This, you can see this little baby. It was cold today. That's why I'm wearing a sweatshirt. It was cold today. So I think when the babies come out, they're like wet, like the babies. And that like cold temperature is like 55, maybe 60. And so being wet like that, I think that's why she sits back down on the baby goose. So here's the dad that came back and he starts like honking, letting everybody know like what the deal is. And I was like in the window trying to film all this, like get all this on camera. And this goose had just gotten out, but he's like honking, letting the mom know, and then the mom comes back and sits back down to keep the goose warm. Um, but I did not get a chance to get all of it on video. I got as much as I could. I had to work, so it was like I got as much as I could, and I mean, anybody that's been around uh anybody, a woman or animal giving birth knows that it's not like instant. It doesn't just all happen all at the same time. So um yeah, it was pretty eventful though. When we first got there, it was like one had just came out and you could see another one was hatching. And so I was like, "Oh shit!" And so we just like I just didn't do anything for like the first half hour, and I was like filming, trying to figure out my camera, and like I didn't have like this is the other camera, so this is my good Canon camera, and then I switched to my phone because I didn't have any battery for the camera, so um, I ended up getting better shots with my phone anyway. Because standing over this window sill, looking down for what seemed like forever was just crazy. So I ended up sitting down. That's why I got this shot. And then I panned over to the mom and then the one baby that's free. And then right after that, the second one came out and she had 5 eggs total. And I think I got to see one actually hatch, one that was already hatched. And I think there was another one that came as I was working and all that stuff. I think she had 3 out of 5 while we were there today. But it's so crazy, like to be right there and see that, like and geese are really protective over their young and their what all's going on. So it was pretty amazing to stand like, I mean, I was probably a good, I don't know, maybe 2 feet away, just sitting there watching these eggs hatch. It was amazing.